When making the sound effect setting UI earlier, the setting button and the sound effect dialog box were placed in the same UI. The standard approach should be to set the button in the UI of the main panel. Then, in the control script of the main panel UI, get the setting button. When clicking the setting button, publish the event of opening the setting dialog box. Subscribe to the event of opening the setting dialog box in the UI control script of the setting panel. Let's make some changes below. First, make a main interface UI. While holding down the Ctrl key, drag the setting UI file and copy it to get a copy. Change the copy file name to main. Double-click to open. Delete unnecessary nodes. Change the original button name to set. Change its image to the sound effect icon. Copy the current node. Rename the obtained node to camera set. It will be used for camera configuration later. Change the image of this node. Set the anchor point to the upper left corner. Change its X and Y values to adjust its position. Return to the scene window. Drag the previous UI to the hierarchy window on the left to get the main node. Double-click the original setting UI to hide the setting button. Save. Create a new TypeScript file and name it MainUI controller. Add it to the main node. The next step is similar to the previous script. You can refer to the previous script implementation. We will not repeat it here. The key is to publish events here. You need to add the corresponding event type in the event enumeration. Then add the corresponding event subscription in the control script of the setting UI. Add the corresponding unsubscription in the destroy method. Save. Run and test. The sound effect dialog box pops up normally. The mute setting is normal. The volume adjustment is normal. In the same way, let's set the camera-related UI. Change the previous setting UI name to SKSet. Copy to get a copy, and change the copy file name to CameraSet. Change the previous setting node to SKSet. Drag the CameraSet UI to the hierarchy window to get the CameraSet node. Then, we modify the CameraSet UI according to the configuration in the camera control script. Change the title to CameraSet. Modify the node name to indicate the speed of the camera moving up and down, and left and right respectively. Copy the left-right node to get the copy node, and change its name to position lerp factor. Modify the numerical range and value of the slider. Modify the icon. After modification, hide the panel node. Save. Change the previous setting controller script to SKScontroller. Both the file name and class name must be modified. After modification, rebind the script to the SKSet node. Copy the SKScontroller script to get a copy. Change the copy file name to CameraSet controller. Double-click to open. Change the class name to CameraSet controller. Change music tone to up-down tone. Change SFXBTN to left-right tone. Change music volume to up-down speed. Change SKS volume to left-right speed. In the onStart method, initialize the relevant attribute values according to the UI node name. Add a property for the camera interpolation speed. In onStart, initialize the relevant properties according to the node name. Next, comment out the previous sound effect related code in this class. Keep the logic of the dialog box display. Go back to the menu controller script, and first implement the display and hiding of the camera setting dialog box. When the camera setting button on the main interface is clicked, the camera setting event is published. Mount the camera set controller script on the camera set node. In the camera set controller script, add the corresponding event subscription and unsubscribe. Save. Run and test. Click the camera icon in the upper left corner to pop up, or hide the camera setting dialog box. Click the close button in the upper right corner to close it normally. Next, we start to configure the camera parameters. Here, there is no need to add events to the icon on the left. Just add events to the corresponding slider on the right. Let's first implement the setting of the camera's up and down rotation speed. Then design camera controller as a singleton. Of course, if you don't want to design camera controller as a singleton, you can also save the relevant data in the game.data class, and then modify camera controller. If you don't want to save the data in game.data, you can also use event subscription and publishing to implement it. There are many ways to design and implement any function, and you can choose according to the actual situation. Finally, modify the error position in camera set controller. Save. Run and test. Pull the speed of the camera up and down to the maximum and minimum respectively. Then test the change of the speed of the camera up and down. The test passed. Next, the other two are very simple. Similar to the up and down movement configuration. Since one of the cores of our project is event subscription and publishing, therefore, we still use event subscription and publishing to implement it to deepen everyone's understanding of this. Create a new TypeScript file in the model folder in the scripts folder. Name it camera config to encapsulate the camera configuration. Then, in the camera set controller script, add event publishing. Note that the camera config change method needs to be called in the onStart method to publish an event. It is convenient for the camera to obtain the initial configuration. The camera's left and right rotation speed configuration and the camera follow interpolation speed are processed in the same way. Then, in the camera controller script, add subscription and unsubscription to the camera config change event. Finally, comment out the singleton-related code in the camera controller script. The camera's related configuration can also be changed to private. Save. Run and test. The test passed. The up, down, left, and right rotation speeds are adjusted normally. The camera follow interpolation speed is normal.